A hidden camera captured something in a billionaire's mansion that sounds absolutely impossible. A 5-year-old black girl was being tormented every single day by the family's children. Her mother couldn't always be there. No one believed them when they spoke up. But there was a witness. A golden retriever named Apollo. And what this dog did wasn't just protection, it was strategy. He predicted attacks before they happened. He positioned himself like a chess master. He even led them to evidence that would expose everything. If the cameras weren't recording, no one would believe this story. But they were recording. And what you're about to see will change everything you think you know about how intelligent animals can be. This is the true story of Apollo the dog, who outsmarted an entire household to save one little girl. And by the end, you'll understand why some heroes don't need to speak. They just need to watch. Before we dive deeper into the story, tell me, where are you listening from? And don't forget to subscribe so I can share more incredible stories with you tomorrow. The Holloway mansion sat on top of the hill like a giant jewelry box. Everybody in the city looked up at it and thought the same thing. Money, power, perfection. They were wrong. Nia Lawson pushed open the heavy front door, her 5-year-old daughter Sky gripping her hand so tight it hurt. The little girl's eyes went wide. Marble floors stretched forever. A chandelier hung overhead like a frozen waterfall made of diamonds. Everything sparkled. Everything was cold. "Mom," Sky whispered, "why is it so quiet?" Nia didn't answer. She couldn't, because the silence wasn't peaceful. It was the kind of quiet that presses down on your chest, the kind that makes you afraid to breathe too loud. Their footsteps echoed. Each sound bounced off the walls and came back like a warning. Sky's small voice broke again. "Is it always like this?" Nia squeezed her hand. "Just be brave, baby, okay?" But how could she tell her daughter the truth? That rich doesn't mean kind. That beauty can hide ugliness. That in houses like this, people like them were supposed to stay invisible. Sky looked down the long hallway. Paintings of the Holloway family stared back at her. Their eyes felt alive, judging, cold. She shivered even though the house was warm. Then she saw him. A golden retriever sat at the end of the hall, watching, not moving, just watching. His name was Apollo. Most people would see a pet, a pretty dog with shiny fur and gentle eyes. But Sky felt something else. The way he looked at her wasn't like a dog looks at a stranger. It was different. Like he already knew her. Like he'd been waiting. Apollo's ears twitched. His muscles tensed. His eyes tracked every movement Nia and Sky made as they walked deeper into the mansion. Nia noticed him too. Something about the dog made her pause, made her wonder, "Mom, can I pet him?" "Not now, sweetheart." But Apollo stood, slow, deliberate. He walked toward them with purpose, not excitement. When he reached Sky, he sat directly beside her, close, protective. Sky's fear melted just a little. She reached out. Her tiny fingers brushed his fur. Apollo didn't wag his tail like normal dogs do. He stayed perfectly still, watching the hallway, watching the stairs, watching the shadows, like he knew something they didn't. From somewhere upstairs, a door slammed. Footsteps pounded across the ceiling. Then came laughter, high-pitched, mean. Sky's body went stiff. Apollo's eyes narrowed. Nia's heart dropped into her stomach. The footsteps got closer, faster, coming down the stairs. Sky looked up at her mother, eyes filling with terror. "Mom." Apollo moved between them and the staircase. His body became a wall. His breathing changed, focused, ready. The laughter grew louder. Sky buried her face in Apollo's fur. And then 2 children appeared at the top of the reckonate stairs. Isla and Grayson Holloway. Their smiles were sharp, wrong. Apollo didn't growl, didn't bark. He just stared. And somehow, that was more terrifying. Because in that moment, everyone in the hallway understood something without words. This dog wasn't ordinary. And whatever was about to happen in this mansion, Apollo was already 10 steps ahead. Morning light poured through the windows, but it didn't make anything better. Sky knelt in the playroom, trying to stack books. Her hands shook. She knew the rules now. Don't make noise, Don't take up space. Don't exist unless someone needs you to. The door swung open. Isla walked in first, 12 years old with a smile that never reached her eyes. Behind her came Grayson, 10, with that same cruel grin their mother wore. Your dress looks like garbage, Isla said sweetly. Too sweetly. Sky's throat closed up. She wanted to say something back, anything, but fear swallowed the words. Grayson circled her like a shark. Why are you even here? You don't belong. Sky's eyes burned. Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't give them what they want. But her lip trembled anyway. Isla leaned down, getting close to Sky's face. What's wrong? Gonna run to mommy? From the hallway, Apollo heard everything. His ears shot up. His tail went straight. That low rumble started deep in his chest. But he didn't move yet. He never rushed. That was the thing about Apollo. He calculated. He watched. He waited for the exact right moment. In the kitchen, Nia froze mid-step. She heard her daughter's breathing change. That small gasp Sky made when she was trying not to panic. A mother knows that sound. Nia's hands gripped the counter. She wanted to run in there, grab her baby, leave this house forever. But she couldn't. Single mothers with no money don't have that luxury. This job was all they had. Back in the playroom, Isla reached out. Her fingers grabbed for Sky's hair ribbon. That's when Apollo moved. Not fast, not aggressive. He walked into the room like he owned it, placed himself directly between the children and Sky, sat down, stared. Grayson laughed nervously. It's just a dog, Isla. But Isla's hand froze in midair, because Apollo wasn't looking at them like a pet looks at humans. He was looking at them like he understood everything. Every mean word, every cruel intention, every plan they had. His eyes locked onto Isla's fingers, the ones still reaching toward Sky. Then, he did something that made the room go cold. He tilted his head, slowly, like he was asking a question. Do you really want to do that? Sky's hand found Apollo's fur. She buried her fingers in it, holding on like he was a lifeline. Whatever, Isla snapped, pulling her hand back. The dog's weird. Grayson tried to sound tough. Yeah, creepy. But they both stepped backward. Apollo didn't follow. Didn't need to. He'd already won. The children left the room, whispering to each other, glancing back over their shoulders. Sky's whole body shook. You made them stop. Apollo turned his head toward her. His eyes were soft now, gentle. He nudged her hand with his nose. Nia appeared in the doorway, eyes wet with tears she couldn't let fall. She watched her daughter lean against the golden retriever, watched the dog rest his head on Sky's shoulder, watched him position his body so he could see both the door and the window at the same time, always watching, always ready. Nia whispered to herself, he's not just a dog. From upstairs, footsteps echoed again. Apollo's ears twitched. Sky tensed. The children were coming back. But this time, Apollo shifted his weight forward. His breathing changed. Sky felt it. What is it? Apollo stood, moved to the doorway, blocked it completely. The footsteps stopped, then turned around. Sky's mouth fell open. Did they just leave because of you? Apollo sat back down beside her. And for the first time since entering this mansion, Sky smiled. Apollo wasn't like other dogs. Everyone who saw him thought they understood what he was. A pet. A pretty face. Good breeding. They were all blind. Sky saw the truth. He followed her everywhere, not bouncing or panting or begging for attention like normal dogs. He moved with purpose. Every step deliberate. Every position strategic. When she walked down the long hallway, he stayed 3 feet behind, close enough to protect, far enough to see everything coming. When she sat by the window, he positioned himself facing the door, always the door. When footsteps approached, he calculated. Sky could see it in his eyes the way they shifted, measuring distance, speed, intention. How do you know? She whispered one afternoon. How do you always know? Apollo's answer was a soft nudge against her arm, but it was the way he studied Grayson that proved he was different. The boy would enter a room laughing. that high-pitched sound that meant trouble. Most dogs would react to the noise. Bark. Get excited. Not Apollo. He watched Grayson's hands, his feet, the angle of his shoulders. He was reading body language like humans read books. Wait, did you catch that? This dog is doing something no ordinary pet would do. If you're already amazed by Apollo's intelligence, smash that subscribe button, because what he does next will blow your mind. And drop a comment telling me, have you ever seen a dog this smart? I need to know. I'm not the only one shocked by this. Let's keep going. When Isla walked past, he didn't track her face. He tracked her trajectory, where she was going, what she might grab, who she might hurt. Sky noticed everything. You're learning them, aren't you? Apollo's ear twitched, the closest thing to a yes. Nia caught them together one morning. Her daughter sitting cross-legged on the floor, Apollo stretched out beside her, but his head wasn't resting. It was up, alert, eyes scanning. Please don't let them hurt me, Sky whispered into his fur. Apollo's response was that low rumble, not a threat, a promise. Nia's chest tightened. She'd worked in enough homes to know animals. Dogs got attached. Dogs protected instinctively. This wasn't that. This was intelligence. From the kitchen doorway, she watched Apollo shift positions. Sky hadn't moved. Nothing had changed in the room, but he relocated himself anyway closer to the entrance, better angle to see the stairs. Why? 10 seconds later, Grayson appeared at the top of the staircase. Nia's blood went cold. Apollo had heard him coming before any human could, and he'd repositioned before the threat arrived. That's not instinct, that's strategy. Grayson spotted Apollo immediately. His cocky smile faltered. Just a dumb dog, he muttered. But he didn't come downstairs. Apollo hadn't growled, hadn't shown teeth, hadn't done anything aggressive. He'd just stared. And somehow, that was enough. Grayson turned around, went back to his room. Sky's small hand clutched Apollo's fur tighter. You scared him away, without even moving. Apollo's tail did one slow thump against the floor. Nia stepped into the room. Sky, baby, come help me in the kitchen. Can Apollo come? Of course he can. They walked together, the three of them. Apollo between Nia and Sky, head swiveling at every sound. In the kitchen, Nia knelt down to her daughter's level. That dog loves you. I know. No, sweetheart. I mean, he really loves you, in a way I've never seen. Sky looked at Apollo. He looked back. He understands me, Mama. He understands everything. Nia wanted to say that was impossible. That dogs don't understand complex emotions or human cruelty or household politics. But she'd seen too much now. The way he moved, the way he anticipated, the way he positioned himself. Maybe he does, Nia whispered. From somewhere above, a door slammed. Isla's voice carried down the stairs. Where's the little brat? Sky's breathing quickened. Apollo stood, moved to the kitchen entrance, blocked it. Nia watched him plant his feet, lower his head slightly, fix his eyes on the staircase. He's guarding the door, she breathed. He always guards me, Sky said simply. Footsteps on the stairs, getting closer. Apollo didn't budge. Isla appeared, saw the dog, saw his stance. She stopped 3 steps from the bottom. Move, she demanded. Apollo's eyes didn't blink. Isla tried to stare him down. Failed, turned around, went back upstairs. Sky wrapped her arms around Apollo's neck. Good boy, she whispered. Good boy. And Nia realized something terrifying and wonderful at the same time. This dog wasn't just protecting her daughter. He was outsmarting an entire household. Victor Halloway's black car disappeared down the driveway at 8 in the morning. By 8:15, everything changed. The mansion held its breath when he was home. The children behaved. Voices stayed low. Order existed. But the second his taillights vanished, the mask came off. Sky felt it immediately. That shift in the air, like a storm rolling in. She sat in the corner of the playroom, making herself small, invisible. That was the game. If they didn't notice her, maybe today would be okay. The door banged open. Sit there, Grayson snapped, pointing at the floor. Don't move, don't breathe, Sky's chest heaved. She clasped her hands together so tight, her knuckles turned white. Isla circled her like a cat with a mouse. "You think you're part of this family? You're nothing." The words hit harder than any hand could. Sky's eyes welled up. She bit her lip hard. Tasted blood. From the hallway, Apollo heard the tone before he heard the words. He rose from where he'd been lying. His body coiled, muscles tight, ready. But he didn't rush in barking like a normal dog would. He waited, watched, listened, calculated the exact right moment. Grayson leaned down close to Sky's face. "What's wrong? You gonna cry?" That's when Apollo entered. He didn't run, didn't make noise. He simply walked between them and planted himself in front of Sky. His body became a wall. Grayson straightened up fast. "Get out of the way." Apollo's eyes locked onto his. The rumble started. Low, deep, vibrating through the floorboards. Not loud, not aggressive, but unmistakable. Isla's voice cracked. "It's just a dog, Grayson. Move him." But neither of them moved. Because Apollo's stare wasn't empty. It was full. Full of understanding. Full of warning. Full of something that made their skin crawl. Sky whispered behind him. "He's here, Mom." In the kitchen, Nia gripped the edge of the sink. Her daughter's voice carried just enough for her to hear. She wanted to run in there. Wanted to scream at those children. Wanted to grab Sky and never let go. But her hands were tied by poverty and circumstance and fear. All she could do was trust the dog. Back in the playroom, Grayson tried to save face. "Whatever. She's not worth it anyway." He turned to leave. Apollo's eyes followed him every step. Isla hesitated. "This is our house, our playroom." Apollo tilted his head. That same eerie movement from before. Isla's throat went dry. She backed toward the door. The moment they left, Apollo's entire body relaxed. He turned to Sky, gentle now, soft eyes. He rested his head on her lap, her small arms wrapped around his neck. "You made them leave again." Apollo's tail thumped once. Nia appeared in the doorway, tears streaming down her face. "Baby, are you okay?" Sky nodded. "Apollo wouldn't let them near me." Nia knelt down, looked at the dog, really looked at him. His positioning wasn't random. He'd placed himself where he could see both the door and the window, where he could move quickly in any direction, where Sky was completely shielded behind him. "How are you doing this?" Nia whispered. Apollo's eyes met hers, and for a split second, Nia swore she saw something impossible. Understanding, not animal instinct, not trained behavior, genuine, thinking, planning, understanding. "You know what they're doing to her," Nia breathed. "You know everything." Apollo blinked slowly. Sky hugged him tighter. "He's my guardian angel." From upstairs, footsteps paced back and forth. The children were in their rooms now, but Nia could hear them talking, plotting. Apollo heard it too. His ears swiveled toward the ceiling. "They're not done," Nia said quietly. "I know," Sky whispered, "but Apollo is ready." The dog stood, stretched, then positioned himself by the playroom entrance again, watching, waiting. Nia pulled Sky close. "We have to be smart, baby. They're going to try harder now." "Because they're scared of him?" "Yes. Because they're scared of him." Sky looked at Apollo with pure trust. "He won't let them hurt me." And watching the golden retriever stand guard, muscles ready, eyes sharp, mind working, Nia believed her. Upstairs, a door opened. Footsteps on the stairs. Apollo's stance widened. Grayson's voice carried down. "Isla, watch this." Nia's pulse hammered. "Sky, stay behind Apollo." The footsteps got closer. Apollo's breathing changed. Focused. Controlled. Then something extraordinary happened. He moved 3 feet to the left, nudged a toy with his nose. It rolled into the hallway. The footsteps stopped, paused, then turned around, went back upstairs. Nia's mouth fell open. Did he just distract them?" Sky smiled through her tears. "He always has a plan." Nia stood in the hallway, shaking. Her daughter was 5 years old. 5. And already knew what it felt like to be hunted in her own home. The worst part? Nia couldn't always be there. She had work, floors to clean, meals to prepare, a job she couldn't afford to lose, which meant Sky was alone with them. Alone except for Apollo. She watched him now, standing guard by the playroom door. His fur bristled along his spine. His eyes tracked every shadow, every sound. This wasn't a pet doing pet things. This was a soldier on duty. Please, Nia whispered to him. Please, keep her safe. Apollo's ear flicked toward her voice. He understood. She knew he did. Inside the playroom, Sky sat with her knees pulled to her chest. Her small body trembled, even though the room was warm. Make it stop, she whispered into her hands. Please, make it stop. Apollo crossed the room in 3 strides. He rested his massive head on her shoulder. The weight of it, the warmth, the steady breathing. Sky's shaking slowed. You won't leave me, right? Apollo pressed closer. From down the hall came laughter. That cruel, sharp sound the children made when they were planning something. Sky's eyes went wide. They're coming back. Apollo moved. Fast this time. He positioned himself directly in the doorway. Immovable. Nia's heart hammered. She wanted to run to her daughter, but something stopped her. She needed to see what Apollo would do. The children's voices grew louder. Closer. Let's see if she's still crying, Isla said. Bet she is. Grayson laughed. Their footsteps approached. Apollo's body tensed, but he didn't growl, didn't bark. He just stood there. Then he did something that made Nia's breath catch. He shifted his weight, leaned against a side table. A vase wobbled. The children rounded the corner just as it fell. It didn't break. Apollo had nudged it onto the carpet, but the sound made them stop. What was that? Isla's voice lost its edge. The dog, Grayson muttered. It's just standing there. Then go around it. But neither of them moved. Because Apollo had positioned himself perfectly, they'd have to squeeze past him to get to Sky. And something about the way he stood there calm, certain, immovable, made that impossible. Sky watched from behind him. He knocked over the vase on purpose. Nia's hands flew to her mouth. The children tried to wait him out. 30 seconds. A minute. Apollo didn't budge. This is stupid, Grayson finally said. Let's go. But I said, let's go. They left. The second they were gone, Apollo relaxed. He walked back to Sky and lay down beside her. She wrapped her arms around him. You saved me again. Nia entered the room, tears streaming freely now. She'd been holding them back for weeks, months. But watching this dog, this incredible, impossible dog protect her baby, broke something open inside her. She knelt down and touched Apollo's head. Thank you, thank you. Apollo's tail thumped softly. Mama, he knows everything, Sky said. He knows when they're coming. He knows what they're going to do. I believe you, baby. He's smarter than them. Nia looked into Apollo's eyes. Golden brown, deep, clear, intelligent. You're not just protecting her physically, are you? Nia whispered. You're thinking, planning. Apollo held her gaze. You understand everything that's happening in this house. His ear twitched. Sky hugged him tighter. He's my best friend. He's more than that, sweetheart. He's your guardian. From upstairs, doors slammed. The children were angry now, frustrated. Nia's spine stiffened. They're not going to give up. I know, Sky said quietly. They're going to try harder, meaner. Apollo will be ready. Nia wanted to argue, wanted to say a dog couldn't possibly outsmart 2 determined children forever. But she'd seen too much. The vase, the positioning, the timing, none of it was accident. We need proof, Nia said suddenly. Sky looked up. Proof of what? What they're doing to you. What Apollo is doing to stop them. How? Nia's mind raced. A camera. Small. Hidden. But won't they find it? Not if Apollo helps us hide it. They both looked at the dog. He was already watching them, like he'd been waiting for them to figure it out. Tomorrow, Nia said. We set it up. Tomorrow. Sky nodded. Apollo stood, stretched, then moved back to the doorway, resumed his post. Nia pulled her daughter close. One way or another, baby. This ends soon. Because of the camera? Because of Apollo. Upstairs, footsteps paced, back and forth, back and forth. The children were plotting. But down here, in the playroom, Nia was plotting too. And she had something they didn't. A dog who understood everything. A dog who was about to expose them all. The playroom door creaked open. Grayson stepped inside, eyes searching. "Where are you, little mouse?" Sky's heart slammed against her ribs. She pressed herself into the corner, trying to disappear into the wall. "Come out," he sang. "We just want to play." Isla appeared behind him. "She's by the bookshelf. I can see her shoe." Apollo was across the room. Too far. Sky's breathing got faster, louder. She couldn't control it. Grayson moved closer. "What's wrong? Scared?" His hand reached out. Apollo crossed the room in 2 seconds flat. He didn't jump, didn't bite, didn't attack. He wedged himself between them. His body became a shield. Grayson's hand froze midair. "Move!" Apollo's eyes said no. "I said move!" But the dog planted his feet wider, lowered his head slightly. That rumble started, the one that vibrated through your bones. Isla grabbed Grayson's arm. "Forget it. Let's go." "No, I'm not scared of a stupid dog." But his voice shook. His hand trembled. Apollo took 1 step forward. Just one. Grayson stumbled backward. "This is our house," he shouted. Apollo took another step. The children backed toward the door, slowly, never turning around, never taking their eyes off him. The second they were gone, Apollo spun around to Sky. She was crying, silent tears running down her cheeks. He pressed his nose against her face. Gentle, soft. "You came so fast," she choked out. "You were all the way over there." Apollo nudged her hand with his head. From the doorway, Nia watched. Her whole body shook with rage and relief. Rage at those children. Relief that Apollo had been there. "Did they touch you?" Nia rushed over. "No." Apollo stopped them. Nia looked at the dog. "You were on the other side of the room. How did you know?" Sky wiped her tears. He always knows, but he couldn't see them from there. He heard something, or felt something. I don't know how he does it. Nia knelt down, studying Apollo. His breathing was calm now, controlled, like the confrontation had cost him nothing, but his eyes were still alert, still watching the doorway. "You're anticipating them," Nia whispered. "Aren't you?" Apollo's ear twitched. "You know their patterns. When they come, how they move." Sky touched his fur. He's been studying them. The words hung in the air. Studying them, like a student studies a textbook, like a soldier studies an enemy. "That's impossible," Nia breathed. But she'd seen it. The precision, the timing, the strategy. "Mama, when are we putting up the camera?" Nia pulled a small device from her pocket, smaller than a deck of cards. "Right now." "Where should we hide it?" They both looked around the playroom. Toys everywhere. Shelves, books, dolls. Apollo walked to the bookshelf. He sat down in front of it. "There?" Sky asked. Apollo's tail thumped once. Nia's skin prickled. "He's choosing the spot." "Best view of the room," Sky said simply. Nia approached the shelf. Apollo was right. From this angle, the camera would catch everything. The doorway, the center of the room, the window. She tucked it behind a thick book, lens barely visible. 10 minutes, Nia said. "We record for 10 minutes and see what we get." "They'll come back," Sky said quietly. "I know, baby. They always come back." Apollo moved to the center of the room, positioned himself where he could see both the camera and the door. Nia's throat tightened. "He knows what we're doing. He always knows." They waited. 5 minutes. 6. Footsteps in the hallway. Sky's hand found Apollo's fur. The door opened slowly. Grayson peeked in. "Still here?" The camera recorded everything. His smirk, his cold eyes, the way he looked at Sky like she was less than human. "Leave me alone," Sky's voice cracked. "Make me." Apollo stood. Grayson's smirk faded. "You're just a dog. You can't do anything." But he didn't come closer. Isla appeared beside him. "What are you waiting for?" The dog, is just a dog. Apollo shifted his weight. Calculated. Precise. He moved 3 inches to the left. It changed everything. Now he blocked the entire doorway. No way past him without getting close. Too close. The children stood there, frozen. "This is dumb," Grayson finally muttered. They left. Apollo waited 30 seconds, then relaxed. Nia rushed to the camera. Her hands shook as she checked the footage. There it was. All of it. The cruel words, the threats, the way they circled, her daughter like predators. And Apollo, every strategic move, every protective position. "This is it," Nia whispered. "This is what we needed." Sky hugged Apollo. "You knew we needed proof." He rested his head on her shoulder. Nia watched them together. "This tiny girl and this brilliant dog. They don't believe us when we tell them," Nia said. "But they can't deny what they see. When will you show someone?" "Soon, baby. Soon." Upstairs, doors slammed. The children were getting angrier, more desperate. And desperation made people dangerous. Apollo's ears flicked toward the ceiling. He heard it too. The storm was coming. But this time, there would be proof of everything. Sky curled up by the window, Apollo pressed against her side. Sunlight warmed the floor. Outside, the world looked peaceful. Inside, her heart still raced from the morning. "You're the only one who gets it," she whispered into his fur. Apollo's breathing was steady, calm, like he was trying to transfer that calm into her. She traced patterns on his back with her finger. "They think I'm nothing, but you don't." His tail moved, just slightly. "You see me." From the kitchen, Nia watched them through the doorway. Her chest ached. 5 years old, and already carrying weight no child should carry. But Apollo was there, always there. She noticed how he positioned himself. Even sitting still, he faced the door. One ear toward Sky, one toward the hallway. Always monitoring, always ready. "Mama?" Sky called softly. Nia came in, sat down beside them. "Yeah, baby? Does Apollo love me?" The question cracked something inside Nia. "Yes, sweetheart, more than you know." "How can you tell?" Nia looked at the dog, really looked. "The way he watches you, the way he stays close, the way he knows what you need before you ask." Sky nodded. "He's my best friend in the whole world." Apollo shifted, resting his head across her lap. From upstairs, whispers drifted down. The children were planning something. Apollo's body tensed. His ears stood straight. "They're talking about me," Sky said flatly. "Don't listen to them. I can't help it." The whispers grew louder, more excited. Apollo stood, moved toward the playroom entrance. "What is it?" Sky asked. He looked back at her, then at the door, then back at her. "He wants me to stay here," Sky said. Nia frowned. "How do you know?" "I just do." Footsteps on the stairs. Fast ones. Apollo positioned himself in the doorway. But this time, something was different. He glanced at the bookshelf, at the camera. Then he moved 2 feet to the right. Nia's breath caught. He's making sure they're in frame. What? The camera. He's positioning himself so the camera catches everything. Sky's eyes went wide. Really? The children burst into the hallway. Not into the playroom, just outside it. "We know you're in there," Isla sang. Apollo didn't react. Didn't move. "Come out and play," Grayson added. Sky stayed frozen by the sign. "Window." "Or are you too scared?" Isla taunted. Apollo's stance widened. His eyes locked on them. The children stared back, waiting for Sky to respond, to cry, to run. She did none of those things, because Apollo was there. And with him there, she felt braver. "I'm not coming out," Sky said quietly. The children's faces twisted. "What did you say?" "I said no." Nia's hand flew to her mouth. Grayson stepped closer to the doorway. "You don't tell us no." Apollo's growl rumbled. Low. Warning. Grayson stopped. "This is stupid," Isla said, but her voice wavered. They left. Louder than they came. Stomping. Slamming doors. The second they were gone, Sky collapsed into Apollo. "I said no. I actually said no." Nia rushed over, pulled her daughter into her arms. "You were so brave. Only because he was here. That's okay. We all need someone to make us brave. Apollo sat down, satisfied. Nia checked the camera footage on her phone. There it was. The children's taunting. Sky's refusal. Apollo's perfect positioning. This keeps getting better, Nia whispered. What do we do with it? We wait. Gather more. Build a case they can't ignore. Sky looked at Apollo. You're helping us prove it. His eyes met hers. Clear. Understanding. He knows exactly what we're doing, Nia said softly. When will we have enough proof? Soon, baby. But upstairs, the children were getting louder, angrier. Apollo heard it. His ears swiveled toward the ceiling. Nia heard it too. They're not handling this well. Handling what? Losing control. They're used to scaring you. But Apollo won't let them anymore. Sky hugged him tighter. They're scared of him now. Good. They should be. A door slammed so hard the windows rattled. Apollo stood, alert. Footsteps pounded down the hallway upstairs. Back and forth. Back and forth. They're really mad, Sky whispered. Nia pulled her close. Let them be mad. We have proof now. And we have Apollo. The dog moved back to his post by the door. Watching. Waiting. Does he ever rest? Nia asked. Sometimes. At night. But only when I'm asleep. He's guarding you in your sleep? Sky nodded. I wake up sometimes, and he's always awake. Always watching. Nia's eyes filled with tears. This dog had given her daughter something she couldn't give herself. Safety. Protection. Hope. We're going to get through this, Nia said. Because of Apollo? Because of Apollo. The dog's tail thumped once, like he agreed. Upstairs, something crashed. All three of them looked at the ceiling. What was that? Sky asked. I don't know. Apollo's growl started. Different this time. Deeper. He'd heard something they hadn't. Something was coming. And whatever it was going to be bad. Nia hadn't slept in 3 days. Every night, she lay awake thinking about her daughter. About what those children were doing. About what could happen when she wasn't looking. The camera had been her last hope. She pulled it from the closet smaller than her phone, easy to hide. Her hands shook as she positioned it between Sky's toys. This is it, baby, Nia whispered. 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes, and we'll see everything. Sky nodded, eyes wide with understanding beyond her years. Apollo sat beside her, watching, like he knew exactly what they were planning. Will it work? Sky asked. It has to. Nia pressed record. The tiny red light blinked once, then disappeared. Hidden, she stepped back. Okay, now we wait. The grandfather clock in the hallway ticked. Each second stretched into forever. Sky's hand found Apollo's fur. What if they don't come? They'll come. They always come. Apollo's ear twitched. He heard something. 30 seconds later, footsteps echoed from upstairs. Nia's pulse hammered. I have to go back to the kitchen. I can't be here when they come. Mama, Apollo will protect you. I promise. She kissed Sky's forehead and left. Every step away from her daughter felt like walking through fire. In the kitchen, she gripped the counter, closed her eyes, prayed. The playroom door opened. Well, Grayson's voice carried. All alone? Sky's breathing quickened. The camera caught everything. Her small body tensing. Her hands gripping Apollo's fur. Where's your mommy? Isla asked sweetly. Too sweetly. Working, Sky whispered. So nobody's here to help you? Apollo stood slowly, deliberately. Grayson laughed. Oh, the dog again. But his laugh sounded forced. Move, Isla commanded. Apollo planted his feet. The camera captured it all. The children's cruel expressions. Apollo's protective stance. The way Sky pressed herself behind him. You can't hide behind a dog forever, Grayson said. I'm not hiding. Sky's voice trembled. I'm just sitting here. In our playroom. Your dad said I could. Our dad isn't here. Apollo's growl started. That deep rumble that made the air feel heavy. The children hesitated. It's just trying to scare us, Isla said. But she didn't move forward. Grayson reached for a toy near Sky. Apollo shifted, blocked his path. This is ridiculous, Grayson snapped. He tried to go around. Apollo moved with him, always between him and Sky. The camera caught every moment, every strategic position, every calculated movement. Okay, pause. If you're sitting there thinking, there's no way this is real, hit subscribe, because I've got the receipts and they're about to get even more unbelievable. Comment below. Do you think Apollo he was being filmed? Because what happens in the next chapter will make you question everything you know about dogs. Don't miss it. In the kitchen, Nia counted seconds. Her nails dug into the counter. Stay strong, baby. Apollo's got you. Fine, Grayson spat. Keep your stupid corner. The children left, slamming the door behind them. Apollo waited, listening, making sure they were really gone. Then he turned to Sky. She threw her arms around his neck. You did it again. Nia rushed in, went straight to the camera. Her fingers fumbled as she stopped the recording. Did it work? Sky asked. Nia's hands shook as she played it back. There. All of it. The taunting, the threats, the way they circled her daughter, and Apollo. Every protective move captured perfectly. Oh my God, Nia breathed. What? Sky, look. She tilted the screen. They watched together. When Apollo moved to block Grayson, the camera angle was perfect. When he positioned himself as a shield, the lighting caught everything. It's like he knew where the camera was, Nia whispered. Sky looked at Apollo. Did you? The dog's tail thumped twice. That's impossible, Nia said. But her voice had no conviction, because she'd watched him glance at the bookshelf. She'd seen him adjust his position. He's helping us, Sky said simply. Nia sat down hard. Dogs don't. They can't. Apollo can. They both looked at him. He sat calmly, eyes clear, intelligent, knowing. One more recording, Nia decided. Tomorrow, we need more proof. They'll come back, Sky said. I know. They're getting meaner. That's why we need this footage, baby. So someone finally believes us. From upstairs, voices rose, angry, sharp. Apollo's ears swiveled toward the sound. They know something's different, Nia said. What do you mean? You stood up to them. You said no. They're not used to that. Sky held Apollo tighter. Because he makes me brave. Tomorrow? Nia repeated. One more recording. Then we show someone. Who? I don't know yet. But someone who'll listen. The voices upstairs got louder. Apollo stood, moved to the doorway, resumed his post. Does he ever get tired? Nia asked. Not when I need him. The clock ticked. Shadows grew longer. And upstairs, the children plotted their next move. But down here, in the playroom, Nia and Sky had something the children didn't know about. Evidence. Proof of every cruel word, every threat, every moment of torment. And a dog smart enough to make sure it was all captured. Tomorrow would tell them everything. Tomorrow would change everything. Apollo's eyes stayed fixed on the hallway, waiting for tomorrow, ready for whatever came next. The camera was recording again. Nia had positioned it at dawn, before anyone woke up. Now she was in the kitchen, scrubbing dishes she'd already cleaned twice. Anything to keep her hands busy, to stop them from shaking. Sky sat cross-legged in the playroom. Apollo stretched beside her, both waiting. The morning felt different, heavier. They're coming soon, Sky whispered. Apollo's ear flicked. He'd heard them stirring upstairs. Minutes crawled by like hours, then footsteps, fast ones. The door flew open. Grayson stood there, face twisted with anger. You think you're special? Sky's heart jumped into her throat. Answer me. I don't. You made us look stupid yesterday. Isla appeared behind him. Dad's been asking questions. About why we avoid the playroom. Sky pressed herself against the wall. I didn't say anything. Liar. Apollo rose, smooth, controlled. The camera captured everything. The children's aggressive postures, their raised voices. The way Sky tried to make herself smaller. We're done being nice, Grayson said. You were never nice. Sky's voice cracked. His face went red. What did you say? Apollo moved between them, lightning fast. Grayson stumbled back. "Get that dog away from me." "Then leave her alone," a voice said. Everyone froze. Nia stood in the doorway. She'd heard enough. "This is none of your business," Isla snapped. "She's my daughter. It's absolutely my business. You're just the maid." The words hung in the air like poison. Nia's jaw clenched. "Get out of this room. You can't tell us what to do. Get out." Something in Nia's voice made them hesitate. She wasn't asking anymore. She was telling. Apollo moved forward. One step. Just one. That was enough. The children backed toward the door. "Dad's going to hear about this," Grayson threatened. "Good. I want him to." They left. Footsteps pounding up the stairs. Nia rushed to Sky, pulled her close. "Are you okay?" "You stood up to them. I should have done it sooner. Mama, you were so brave." "No, baby. Apollo was brave. I just finally followed his lead." They both looked at the dog. He sat calmly now, like nothing had happened. But the camera had caught it all. Nia checked the footage. Her hands trembled as she watched. There was Grayson's rage, Isla's cruelty, Sky's fear, and then Nia's intervention. Apollo's strategic positioning. "This is it," Nia breathed. "This is what we needed. What do we do now? We show someone. Today. Who?" Nia thought hard. Victor was never home. Madeline wouldn't believe them. The other staff wouldn't risk their jobs. "I'll figure it out." Upstairs, doors slammed. Voices shouted. The children were telling someone what happened. "They're lying about what happened, aren't they?" Sky asked. "Probably, but we have proof they can't lie about." Apollo moved to the window. His body stiffened. "What is it?" Nia asked. A car was pulling up the driveway. Victor's car. Home in the middle of the day. That never happened. "Oh no," Nia whispered. "Is that bad?" "I don't know." The car door slammed. Footsteps on the gravel. The front door opened. "Where are they?" Victor's voice boomed through the house. Sky grabbed Apollo. "He sounds mad." "Shh, let me handle this." Heavy footsteps in the hallway, getting closer. Victor appeared in the doorway. His face was stone. "My children said you threatened them." Nia stood. "That's not what happened. They said you let that dog attack them." "Apollo has never attacked anyone." "Then why are they terrified?" "Because they know what they've been doing." Victor's eyes narrowed. "Excuse me? Your children have been tormenting my daughter for weeks." "That's absurd." "Is it? They're children. They play." "This isn't play, Mr. Holloway." His jaw clenched. "You're overstepping. I'm protecting my child. By letting a dog threaten mine?" Nia's heart pounded. This was it. The moment that could cost her everything. "Mr. Holloway," she said quietly, "I have proof." "Proof of what?" She pulled out her phone. Hands shaking. Pulled up the footage. "Proof of what they've been doing when you're not here." Victor stared at the phone. "What is that?" "Just watch." She pressed play. The playroom appeared on screen. Grayson's voice. "You think you're special?" Victor's face went pale. Isla's voice. "You're just the maid's kid." His hands clenched into fists. The footage showed everything. The taunting, the threats, Apollo's protection, and then Nia's voice. "Get out of this room." Victor watched in silence. The video ended. The room felt airless. "There's more," Nia whispered. "From yesterday. And the day before." Victor's face had gone from stone to something else. Shock, shame, disbelief. He looked at Sky, really looked at her, saw the fear in her eyes. Then at Apollo, the dog who'd been protecting her all along. "How long?" Victor's voice cracked. "Weeks," Nia said. "And you recorded it?" "Because nobody would believe us without proof." Victor's shoulders sagged. From upstairs, the children's voices called down. "Dad, did you fire her yet?" His face hardened. But not at Nia, at them. Victor climbed the stairs without a word. Nia held her breath. Sky clutched Apollo. From above, the children's voices rang out. "Dad, she let that dog quiet." One word, but it silenced them completely. "Both of you. In your rooms. Now." "But Dad, now." Doors closed. The house went silent. Victor came back down, his face unreadable. Nia's stomach twisted. This was it. She was getting fired. They'd be homeless. "Miss Lawson," he said quietly. "Yes, sir? Show me everything." Her hands shook as she pulled up the other videos. Days of footage. All of it damning. Victor watched without speaking. His jaw got tighter with each clip. When it ended, he looked at Sky. "I'm sorry." Those two words cracked something open in the room. Sky didn't respond, just held Apollo tighter. "I didn't know," Victor continued. "I should have, but I didn't." "They're good at hiding it," Nia said softly. "That's not an excuse." He looked at Apollo. "This dog protected her when I didn't." Apollo's tail thumped once. "He's been protecting her from the beginning," Nia said. Victor knelt down to Sky's level. "Can you forgive me?" Sky looked at her mother. Nia nodded. "I don't know yet," Sky whispered. Victor's eyes went glassy. "That's fair." He stood, composed himself. "Things are going to change in this house." "What does that mean?" Nia asked. "It means my children are going to learn consequences. Real ones." From upstairs, floorboards creaked. The children were listening. "And you," Victor looked at Nia, "you're getting a raise. And a proper room. No more hiding in corners. Mr. Holloway, I failed you both. Let me make it right." Tears burned behind Nia's eyes. "Thank you. Don't thank me yet. We have work to do." Apollo moved to the center of the room, positioned himself where he could see everyone. Still guarding, still ready, Victor noticed. "That's not a normal dog." "No," Nia agreed. "He's not. The way he moves, the timing, it's like he understands." "He does understand," Sky said quietly. "Everything." Victor studied Apollo. The intelligence in those eyes, the calculated positioning. "I've never seen anything like him." "Neither have I," Nia admitted. "How long has he been doing this?" "Since we arrived." He knew something was wrong from day one. Victor's phone buzzed. He glanced at it, frowned. "My wife is on her way home." Nia's chest tightened. "Does she know?" "Not yet, but she will. She won't believe it. She'll believe the videos." From the driveway, a car door slammed. Apollo's ears shot up. His body tensed. "What's wrong with him?" Victor asked. "He knows she's here," Sky whispered. The front door opened. Heels clicked across marble. "Victor, why are you home?" Madeline's voice carried down the hall. She appeared in the doorway, took in the scene. Her husband, the maid, the child, the dog. "What's going on?" "We need to talk," Victor said. "About what?" "About what our children have been doing." Her face went cold. "They're children. They play." "This isn't play, Madeline. Don't be dramatic." Victor held up his phone. "Watch this." "I don't have time for." "Watch it." Something in his tone made her take the phone. She pressed play. Her face remained blank as she watched. No emotion. No reaction. The video ended. "Well?" Victor asked. "Children tease each other. It's normal." Nia's blood went cold. "Normal?" Victor's voice rose. "You think that's normal? They're establishing hierarchy. It's natural. She's 5 years old, and she needs to learn her place." The words hung in the air like a slap. Sky started crying, silent tears rolling down her cheeks. Apollo moved, placed himself between Madeline and Sky. His growl was different this time. Deeper. Warning. Madeline's eyes narrowed. "Control your dog." "He's not my dog," Victor said. "And he's protecting a child you should have protected. Don't lecture me about." "I'm done, Madeline." Her mouth snapped shut. "This ends today. Our children will apologize. They will change. Or there will be consequences. You can't be serious. Watch me." Madeline looked at Nia, at Sky, at Apollo. Pure hatred flashed across her face. "This is your fault," she hissed at Nia. "Poisoning my husband's mind." "I showed him the truth," Nia said quietly. "You manipulated him with edited videos." "They're not edited. You probably trained that dog to act aggressive so you could play victim." Apollo's growl intensified. Victor stepped between them. "Enough. Go upstairs. We'll discuss this privately." "Gladly. I can't stand looking at them." She left, heels clicking, door slamming. Victor turned to Nia. I'm sorry. This is going to be difficult. I know. But I meant what I said. Things will change. Sky wiped her tears. She hates us. She's wrong, sweetheart. And she's going to learn that. Apollo sat beside Sky. Calm now. Mission accomplished. He'd exposed the truth, protected his girl, and changed everything. Upstairs, voices erupted. Madeline screaming, doors slamming. But down here, for the first time in weeks, Sky felt hope. The house felt different after Victor left. Quieter, but not the suffocating kind of quiet. A careful kind. Sky sat on the windowsill, knees pulled to her chest. Apollo pressed against her side like always. Do you think things will really change? She whispered. Apollo nudged her hand with his nose. I want to believe it. But Mama says rich people make promises they don't keep. Footsteps in the hallway. Light ones. Nia appeared with a sandwich and apple slices. You need to eat, baby. I'm not hungry. I know. But try anyway. Sky took a small bite, chewed slowly. Her eyes never left the doorway. Apollo's ears swiveled toward the ceiling. Someone was moving around upstairs. The children haven't come down all day, Nia said. That's good, right? I don't know yet. They sat in silence. The grandfather clock ticked. Outside, birds sang. Inside, tension coiled like a spring. Mama? Yeah? Baby? What if Mrs. Holloway fires you anyway? Nia's chest tightened. Then we leave. Together. And Apollo? They both looked at the dog. I don't know, sweetheart. He's their dog. No. Sky's voice was firm. He's mine. Apollo's tail thumped twice. We'll figure it out, Nia promised. From upstairs, a door opened. Footsteps on the stairs. Apollo stood immediately, positioned himself in front of Sky. Isla appeared in the hallway. Her face was blotchy. Red eyes. She'd been crying. Her voice cracked. I'm supposed to apologize. Nobody moved. Dad said I have to. Nia stood slowly. Then, apologize. Isla's jaw clenched. She looked at Sky. Sorry. One word. Flat. Empty. For what? Nia pressed. For being mean. Look at her when you say it. Isla's eyes met Sky's. Hatred flickered there. Raw and undisguised. I'm sorry for being mean to you. The words had no heart. No truth. Sky didn't respond. There. I said it. Isla turned to leave. Wait, Nia said. Isla stopped. Do you mean it? Does it matter? Yes. Isla's face twisted. You got me in trouble. You and that stupid dog. We didn't get you in trouble. Your actions did. Whatever. She stormed back upstairs. Sky let out a breath she'd been holding. She didn't mean it. I know, baby. She hates me more now. Probably. Apollo moved closer to Sky, rested his head on her lap. But at least Dad knows the truth, Nia added. What about the mom? Nia's face darkened. Mrs. Holloway is different. She doesn't believe us. No, she doesn't. Why not? Because believing us means admitting her children aren't perfect. Sky stroked Apollo's fur. They're really not perfect. A sound from the doorway made them both jump. Grayson stood there, face hard, arms crossed. My turn, he said flatly. Apollo's body tensed. I'm sorry. The words came out mechanical, rehearsed. For treating you badly. Do you know what you did wrong? Nia asked. Yeah, I got caught. Grayson. Look, I said the words. That's what Dad wanted. He wanted you to mean them. Well, I don't. The honesty was almost worse than Isla's fake apology. Why? Sky's small voice asked. Grayson looked at her. Because you don't belong. Here. You're not family. You're not even a guest. You're just here. That doesn't mean you can hurt her, Nia said. I didn't hurt her. I just told her the truth. Words hurt too. Then she's too sensitive, Apollo growled. Low, dangerous. Grayson's confidence cracked. Whatever. I apologized. I'm done. He left. Footsteps pounding up the stairs. Sky's eyes filled with tears. They'll never like me. They don't have to like you, baby. They just have to leave you alone. But they won't. Apollo won't let them hurt you. What if Apollo isn't always there? The question hung in the air. Because it was valid. Dogs can't be everywhere all the time. Then we'll figure something else out, Nia said. But her voice wavered. Apollo pressed closer to Sky, like he was making a promise. I'll always be here. From upstairs, voices rose. The children arguing with their father. This is your fault. You made us look like monsters. We hate this house now. Victor's voice rumbled back, deep, firm, but the words were unclear. More doors slamming. Nia pulled Sky close. We might need to leave this house. Where would we go? I don't know yet. But if it's not safe, Apollo makes it safe. For now. But if things get worse. A car pulled into the driveway. Engine loud. Angry. Madeline was back. Apollo's ears flattened against his head. That's not good, Nia whispered. The front door slammed open. Where is everyone? Madeline's voice carried through the entire house. Footsteps. Fast. Furious. She appeared in the playroom doorway. Eyes blazing. You, she pointed at Nia. Pack your things. Nia's heart stopped. What? You heard me. You're fired, Victor said. I don't care what my husband said. This is my house, and I want you gone. Sky started crying. Apollo moved between Madeline and them. His stance was different this time. Not just protective, threatening. Madeline's eyes narrowed. Move that dog or I'll call animal control. Don't you dare, Nia breathed. Try me. Apollo's growl filled the room, and for the first time, Madeline looked afraid. Get out of my way! Madeline's voice shook. Apollo didn't move. His eyes locked onto hers, unblinking. I said move! The dog's stance widened. He wasn't backing down. Nia stepped forward, hand on Apollo's back. Mrs. Halloway, please. Let's talk about this. There's nothing to talk about. You manipulated my husband with fake videos. They're not fake. You saw them yourself. I saw edited clips taken out of context. Context? Nia's voice rose. Your children tormented my daughter for weeks. They were playing. She's too soft. Sky sobbed harder. Apollo moved closer to her. His growl never stopped. Madeline pulled out her phone. I'm calling someone to remove this animal. Victor won't let you. Victor isn't here. She started dialing. The front door opened. Don't make that call. Victor's voice cut through. The room like ice. Madeline spun around. You're supposed to be at work. I came back. Good thing I did. She needs to go. Her and that aggressive dog. Apollo isn't aggressive. He's protective. There's a difference. He threatened me. You threatened to take away the one thing keeping a 5-year-old safe in our house. Madeline's face went red. This is ridiculous. No. What's ridiculous is you defending our children's cruelty. They're not cruel. I watched the videos, Madeline. Multiple times. They're cruel. She turned away. You're too soft. Just like your father. My father would be ashamed of what's happening in this house. Your father is dead. And he taught me better than this. Silence crashed down. Madeline's hands shook. Fine. Keep the maid. Keep the brat. Keep the dog. But don't expect me to pretend everything's fine. I don't expect anything from you anymore. The words landed like stones. Madeline's mouth opened, closed. No sound came out. She left. Heels clicking fast. Car starting. Gravel crunching. Gone. Victor's shoulders sagged. He looked 10 years older suddenly. I'm sorry, he said quietly. For all of this. Nia wiped Sky's tears. Is she coming back? Eventually. She always does. What happens when she does? I don't know yet. Apollo finally relaxed. Sat down beside Sky. Victor watched the dog carefully. He really does understand, doesn't he? Everything, Sky whispered. How is that possible? I don't know, Nia admitted. But he's saved her more times than I can count. Victor knelt down. Looked at Apollo. Thank you. For protecting her when I couldn't. Apollo's tail thumped. Can I? Victor hesitated. Can I pet him? Sky nodded. Victor reached out slowly. Apollo allowed it. Let the man's hand rest on his head. I've had dogs my whole life, Victor said. but never one like this. He's special, Sky said. Very special. From upstairs, footsteps moved across the ceiling. The children were listening to everything. They're going to be worse now, Naya said quietly. No, they're going to boarding school. Naya's eyes went wide. What? They need structure, discipline, things I haven't given them. When? Next week. I've already made calls. Sky looked up. They're leaving? Yes, sweetheart. They're leaving. For the first time in weeks, Sky's face relaxed. Really? Really. She buried her face in Apollo's fur. Did you hear that? They're leaving. Apollo's tail wagged. Victor stood. I need to make more calls. Figure out the details. But Nia? Yes? You and Sky are staying. This is your home now. Understood? Tears rolled down Naya's cheeks. Thank you. Don't thank me. I should have done this sooner. He left. Naya pulled Sky into her lap, held her tight. We're safe, baby. We're finally safe. Because of Apollo. Yes, because of Apollo. They sat together on the floor, the three of them, a small family, forged by necessity and love. Apollo rested his head across both their laps. His job wasn't done yet. He knew that. The children were still upstairs. Madeline would come back. There were still dangers ahead. But for this moment, his girl was safe. That's all that mattered. Upstairs, a door opened slowly. Apollo's ear twitched. Footsteps on the stairs. Quiet ones. Sneaking. He lifted his head. Nia felt him tense. What is it? Apollo stood, moved toward the hallway. Someone was coming, trying to be quiet, trying not to be heard. Apollo positioned himself at the doorway, waiting. A shadow appeared on the wall, small, child-sized. Isla crept into view. Her face was different now, scared, uncertain. I heard, Dad, she whispered. He's really sending us away? Nobody answered. Please, I don't want to go to boarding school. You should have thought about that before, Naya said. I'm sorry, really sorry. Not like before. I mean it this time. Sky looked at her mother. Is she lying? Naya studied Isla's face. The trembling lip, the wet eyes. I don't know. Please, Isla begged. Tell Dad we can work it out. Tell him we'll be better. Will you? Nia asked. Yes, I promise. You promised before. Then you hurt her again. I was scared. Of what? Of what? Of. Isla's voice broke. Of, Mom. She said we had to keep her in her place. That's what she kept saying. Keep the maid's daughter in her place. The words hung heavy. Naya's chest tightened. Your mother told you to treat Sky badly? Isla nodded, tears streaming now. Why? Because she said people like you need to know where they belong. Rage and pity warred in Nia's heart. These children were cruel, but they'd been taught cruelty. That doesn't excuse what you did, Nia said. I know. You hurt my daughter. I'm sorry. Apollo watched Isla carefully, reading her, measuring her sincerity. He took one step forward. Isla flinched, but Apollo didn't threaten. He just observed. If your dad says you're going, Nia said finally. But no, you need to learn, really learn, not just apologize to avoid consequences. Isla's face crumpled. She turned and ran back upstairs. Sky looked at her mother. Was that mean? No, baby. That was necessary. Apollo returned to Sky's side. His job was clear. Protect her. Always. No matter what came next. The next morning started different. The children stayed in their rooms. No footsteps. No whispers. No laughter that meant trouble. Just silence. Sky ate breakfast at the kitchen table for the first time. Not hidden in the playroom. Not rushing through bites while looking over her shoulder. Actually eating. How does it feel? Nia asked. Weird. Good weird or bad weird? I don't know yet. Apollo lay under the table, head on his paws, but his eyes were open, always watching. Victor came downstairs carrying 2 suitcases. His face was set, determined. They leave in an hour. Nia nodded. Didn't know what to say. Madeline still isn't back? No. She's staying at her sister's. Is she? Is she coming back at all? Victor set down the suitcases. Sat heavily in a chair. I don't know anymore. Sky looked up from her cereal. Are you sad? The question was so simple, so direct. Victor's eyes went glassy. Yes. And no. That doesn't make sense. I'm sad my marriage is falling apart. But I'm not sad about choosing what's right. We're what's right. You deserved protection. I didn't give it to you. That's on me. Apollo crawled out from under the table, walked over to Victor, sat beside his chair. Victor looked down at him. You did my job, didn't you? Apollo's tail moved slightly. You protected her when her own father figure wouldn't. You're not my father, Sky said quietly. No, but I'm responsible for what happens in this house. And I failed. Footsteps on the stairs. Both children coming down. Grayson had his backpack. Isla carried a stuffed bear Sky had never seen before. They looked smaller somehow, less threatening. Just kids, scared kids. The car's here, Grayson said flatly. Victor stood. Say goodbye to the house. I hate this house now, Isla muttered. That's your choice. They headed toward the door, stopped, turned back, both looking at Sky. I really am sorry, Isla said. Her voice cracked. I know you don't believe me, but I am. Sky didn't respond. Grayson shifted his weight. Me too. For what it's worth. It's not worth much, Nia said quietly. I know. He looked at Apollo. That dog is smarter than all of us. Apollo's ear twitched. The front door opened. A driver waited outside. Let's go, Victor said. The children walked out, got in the car, faces pressed against the window as it pulled away. Gone. The house exhaled. Sky's shoulders dropped, tension melting away. They're really gone, she whispered. Yes, baby, they're really gone. For how long? Months, maybe longer. Sky looked at Apollo. You did it. You kept me safe until they left. Apollo stood, shook himself, like shedding the weight of weeks of vigilance. Victor watched him. I still don't understand how he knew, how he always knew exactly when to intervene. I don't think we're supposed to understand, Nia said. We're just supposed to be grateful. I am, more than I can say. He knelt down, eye level with Sky. I'm going to be here more, work less, be present. Why? Because I should have been here all along. Will your wife come back? Probably, but things will be different. How? She doesn't get to decide who matters in this house anymore. I do. Sky studied his face. You mean that? I promise. Apollo moved between them, sat down, still guarding, still ready. Does he ever relax? Victor asked. At night, Sky said, when I'm asleep. But only then. That's exhausting. He doesn't seem tired, because his job isn't done yet, Nia said softly. Victor frowned. What do you mean? The children are gone, but other things still need protecting. Like what? Like making sure they stay gone, making sure Madeline doesn't change your mind, making sure Sky feels safe even when we're not watching. Victor looked at Apollo with new understanding. You're still working, aren't you? Apollo's eyes met his. He won't stop until he's certain she's safe, Nia said. How will he know when that is? When she stops flinching at footsteps, when she sleeps through the night, when she plays without looking over her shoulder. That could take months. Then he'll guard her for months. Victor shook his head slowly. I've never seen loyalty like this. Most people haven't. Apollo walked to the window, looked out at the driveway where the car had disappeared. His body language said it all. Threat neutralized. Mission continuing. Guard maintained. Sky joined him at the window. Do you think they'll be nicer when they come back? Apollo turned his head toward her. Maybe, Nia said. But even if they're not, Apollo will be here. Sky finished. Yes, Apollo will be here. The dog's tail wagged once. Victor's phone buzzed. He looked at it. His face tightened. What is it? Nia asked. Madeline. She's asking when the children left. Are you going to tell her? Yes, but not yet. Why not? Because she doesn't get to control the narrative anymore. He turned off his phone, slipped it in his pocket. Today, we celebrate peace. Tomorrow, we deal with reality. Sky smiled. Small, tentative, but real. Can Apollo have extra treats? Victor laughed. Actually laughed. Apollo can have whatever he wants. Did you hear that? Sky hugged the dog. You're a hero. Apollo's tail wagged harder. For the first time in weeks, the mansion felt like it could breathe. 3 days of peace. 3 days without cruelty, without threats, without fear. Sky had almost forgotten what that felt like. But Nia hadn't. She stood in the kitchen, watching her daughter play in the sunlight, streaming through the windows, watching Apollo stay close, always close. And she cried. Silent tears that wouldn't stop. Mama? Sky appeared in the doorway. Why are you sad? I'm not sad, baby. I'm relieved. What's relieved mean? It means I can finally breathe. Sky walked over, wrapped her small arms around her mother's waist. We're safe now. I know. Because of Apollo. Nia looked at the dog standing in the doorway, golden fur catching the light, eyes alert, even in this moment of peace. Yes, because of Apollo. Her phone buzzed. A text from Victor. Madeline is coming home tonight. Wanted you to know. Nia's chest tightened. What is it? Sky asked. Mrs. Holloway is coming back. Sky's body went rigid. When? Tonight. Apollo's ears pricked forward, like he'd understood every word. Will she be mean again? I don't know, baby. What if she fires you for real this time? Then we'll figure something out. But Nia's hands shook as she put down her phone. 3 days of peace. That's all they'd gotten. Apollo crossed the kitchen, pressed himself against Sky's legs. She grabbed his fur. You won't let her hurt us, right? His tail thumped twice. He can't stop everything, Nia said gently. But he can try. Yes, he can try. The day crawled by. Every hour felt like 3. Victor came home early. His face was drawn, tired. She's 15 minutes away, he said. Nia nodded, pulled Sky close. Apollo moved to the center of the room, positioned himself where he could see the front door. Waiting. Car tires on gravel. Engine cutting off. Door slamming. Heels on the front steps. Sky's breathing quickened. Apollo didn't move, just watched. The front door opened. Madeline walked in. She looked different. Hair pulled back tight. Face hard. Eyes scanning. She saw them in the kitchen. Her jaw clenched. You're still here. Victor asked us to stay, Nia said carefully. Of course he did. Victor appeared from the study. Madeline. Welcome home. Is it still my home, or have you given it away? Don't start. Don't start? You sent our children away. They needed discipline. They needed their mother. They needed to learn consequences. Madeline's eyes blazed. She turned to Nia. This is your fault. I just protected my daughter. You poisoned my husband against his own family. Your children tortured a 5-year-old. They were establishing boundaries. They were cruel. Madeline took a step forward. Apollo's growl stopped her cold. She looked down at the dog. Still here too, I see. He stays, Victor said firmly. That animal threatened me. That animal protected an innocent child. He's dangerous. He's necessary. Madeline's hands clenched into fists. You've changed. Yes, I have. I don't recognize you anymore. Good. The man you married would have let this continue. Silence crashed down. Madeline looked at Sky, really looked at her for the first time. Saw the fear in those wide eyes, the way she pressed against her mother, the way her hands gripped Apollo's fur like a lifeline. For just a second, something flickered across Madeline's face. Was it guilt? Shame? It passed too quickly to tell. I'm going upstairs, she said coldly. She left. Footsteps heavy on the stairs. Victor let out a long breath. That went better than expected. Better? Nia's voice cracked. She didn't demand you leave immediately. That's the bar now? For now. Yes. Sky looked up at her mother. Is she going to make us leave? Not if I can help it, Victor said, but his voice lacked certainty. Apollo sat down beside Sky, rested his head on her lap. His message was clear. I'm not going anywhere. Nia stroked her daughter's hair. We'll be okay, baby. Promise? She wanted to promise safety and security and peace, but she couldn't lie. We'll fight for okay. How about that? Sky nodded slowly. From upstairs, doors opened and closed. Drawers slammed. Madeline was making her presence known. Victor pinched the bridge of his nose. I should go talk to her. Will it help? Probably not, but I have to try. He headed upstairs. Raised voices immediately erupted. Sky flinched with each shout. Apollo pressed closer. Maybe we should go to our room, Nia said quietly. Can Apollo come? Always. They walked down the hall together. Apollo between them, shielding them even from sounds. In their small room, Nia closed the door. The shouting muffled but didn't disappear. Sky crawled onto the bed. Apollo jumped up beside her. It's starting again, isn't it? Sky whispered. I don't know. It feels the same, like before. The children are gone. That's different. But she's here, and she hates us. Nia couldn't argue with that. Apollo stretched out beside Sky. Let her curl into his warmth. He's protecting my heart too, Sky said. Not just my body. Tears burned Nia's eyes. Yes, baby, he is. Upstairs, something crashed. Apollo's eyes opened. Alert. It's okay, Nia said. They're just fighting. But Apollo stood anyway, moved to the door, listening, calculating, ready for whatever came next. Because his job wasn't done. The children were gone. But the danger remained, and he knew it. He'd always known it. The real threat had never been the children. It had been the woman who taught them cruelty. And she was home now. Apollo's eyes met Nia's through the dim light. She understood. The war wasn't over. It was just beginning. Morning came too fast. Nia woke to find Apollo already awake, staring at the door. Did you sleep at all? She whispered. His ear twitched. That was his only answer. Sky stirred beside them. Her eyes opened slowly. Is she still here? Yes, baby. I was, hoping it was a bad dream. Footsteps in the hallway. Light ones, purposeful. Apollo stood, moved to block the door. A knock, soft but firm. Nia's heart jumped. Yes? It's Victor. Can I come in? She opened the door. Victor stood there looking like he hadn't slept either. We need to talk. About what? About what happens next. They moved to the kitchen. Apollo stayed between Victor and Sky. Still didn't fully trust him. Madeline wants to hire new staff, Victor said. Nia's stomach dropped. She wants to replace me. Yes. When? I told her no. Hope flickered. You did? This is my house too. I get a say. But she'll fight you. Let her. Victor looked at Sky. I'm done choosing the wrong side. Sky's voice was small. What if she wins? She won't. How do you know? Victor pulled out his phone. Showed them a document. I spoke with a lawyer yesterday. This house is in my name. My inheritance. She can't force anyone out without my permission. Nia's hands flew to her mouth. You protected us legally? I should have done it sooner. Tears spilled down her cheeks. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. She's not going to accept this quietly. As if on cue, heels clicked down the stairs. Madeline entered the kitchen, saw them all together. Her face went cold. Having a family meeting without me? Discussing household matters, Victor said evenly. I'm part of this household. Then you should know. Nia and Sky are staying. Madeline's jaw clenched. We'll see about that. There's nothing to see about. It's decided. You can't just, I can. And I did. Madeline's eyes blazed. She turned to leave, then stopped, turned back. She walked to the decorative table by the window, reached behind a vase, pulled out a small envelope. Nia's blood went cold. What's that? Victor asked. I found it yesterday, behind the vase in the playroom. She opened it. Inside were papers, documents. These were hidden. Molin, Madeline said slowly. Letters, old ones, about household finances. Nia frowned. I don't understand. Neither do I. Madeline spread them on the table. But someone put them there. Victor looked at the papers. His face changed. These are from my father, before he died. Why would they be hidden? I don't know. Sky tugged Nia's sleeve, whispered, Apollo found those. What? Last week. He kept nudging me toward that vase. I didn't know why. Nia's eyes went wide. She looked at Apollo. The dog sat calmly, watching. Are you saying? Victor's voice trailed off. The dog found these? I know how it sounds, Nia said. It sounds impossible. Everything about Apollo is impossible. Madeline laughed bitterly. Now you're crediting a dog with finding hidden documents? He nudged Sky toward that spot multiple times, Nia insisted. Coincidence? Is it? Victor studied the papers. These letters, they mention household staff, fair treatment, my father's wishes. Madeline snatched them back. This doesn't change anything. Actually, it changes everything. Victor took the papers gently. My father wanted staff treated with dignity. He wrote it explicitly. He's dead. His wishes don't matter. They matter to me. Madeline's face twisted. You're choosing them over your own wife. I'm choosing what's right over what's easy. She grabbed her purse. I'm leaving again. I'm not stopping you. Don't expect me back anytime soon. I'll survive. She stormed out. Car starting. Gravel spraying. Gone. Silence filled the kitchen. Sky looked at Apollo. You found those papers on purpose, didn't you? Apollo's tail wagged once. Victor sat down hard. How is this possible? I've stopped asking how, Nia said. I just accept it now. A dog can't understand legal documents. Maybe not, but he understood they were important. That's still impossible. Yes, we know. Victor looked at Apollo. Really looked. What are you? Apollo tilted his head. He's our guardian, Sky said simply. That's all that matters. Victor rubbed his face. My father always said some animals are smarter than most people. Your father was right. He also said the best judges of character have 4 legs. Nia smiled. Apollo judged your family from day one, and he chose to protect Sky every single time. Victor stood, walked over to Apollo, extended his hand. Apollo sniffed it, then allowed Victor to pet his head. Thank you, Victor said quietly, for seeing what I couldn't. Apollo's tail moved slowly. Those letters, Nia said. How did he know they were there? I don't know. My father died 2 years ago. I didn't even know he'd hidden them, but Apollo knew. Somehow. Yes. Sky hugged the dog. He knows everything. Victor looked at the papers again. These give me leverage, legal and moral. She can't override my father's explicit wishes about staff treatment. So we're really safe? As safe as I can make you. Nia pulled Sky close. Did you hear that, baby? Apollo made it happen, Sky whispered. He found the proof we needed. The dog rested his head on her shoulder. His mission was almost complete. Almost, but not quite yet, because somewhere out there, Madeline was planning her next move. And Apollo knew it. He always knew. A week passed, then 2. The mansion settled into a strange new rhythm. Victor worked from home more. Nia cooked without fear. Sky played in the sunlight. And Apollo watched everything. But something had shifted in the children's absence. They could feel it even from boarding school. Video calls came every few days. Required by Victor, the children's faces appeared on screen. Smaller somehow. Less confident. How's school? Victor asked during one call. Hard, Grayson muttered. Good. Hard builds character. Isla leaned into frame. When can we come home? Thanksgiving. Maybe. Maybe. Depends on your progress reports. Both children's faces fell. Then Isla's eyes found something off-screen. Is that Sky? Sky had walked through the background. Apollo beside her. Yes, Victor said simply. She's still there? This is her home now. Grayson's jaw clenched. You replaced us with her. Nobody replaced you. You chose to leave through your actions. We didn't choose boarding school. You chose the behavior that led to it. That's the same thing. Silence on the screen. Is Mom there? Isla asked quietly. No, she's staying with her sister. Still? Yes. Because of us? Victor's face softened. Because of a lot of things, not just you. The call ended shortly after. Strained, uncomfortable, Sky had watched from the doorway. They looked sad. They probably are, Nia said. Do you feel bad for them? A little, but that doesn't mean they didn't deserve consequences. Apollo doesn't feel bad for them. Nia looked at the dog. He sat calmly, unbothered. How do you know? I just do. He knows they hurt me on purpose. You're probably right. Days blurred together. The house felt lighter, easier to breathe in. Then, one afternoon, everything changed. Nia was folding laundry when she heard it. A sound she hadn't heard in weeks. Laughter. Real laughter. Sky's laughter. She rushed to the window. Sky was in the yard, throwing a ball. Apollo bounded after it, tail wagging, tongue out. Playing. Actually playing. Nia's vision blurred with tears. Victor appeared beside her. She's happy. For the first time since we got here. Because she's finally safe. They watched in silence. Girl and dog racing through grass. Simple. Pure. Perfect. Look at Apollo, Victor said softly. The dog was different too. Less tense. Less alert. Still watching, but with joy instead of vigilance. He knows she's okay now, Nia whispered. How long has he been protecting her? Every single day since we arrived. That's months of constant stress. For both of them. Victor's phone buzzed. He glanced at it. His face changed. What? Madeline. She's filing for divorce. Nia's breath caught. When? Papers came today apparently. Her lawyer just emailed me. How do you feel? Relieved. Honestly. And sad. Both at once. That's normal. Is it? You're losing a marriage but gaining peace. Anyone would feel both. Victor nodded slowly. The kids need to know. Are you going to tell them? Yes. They deserve honesty. Outside! Sky squealed as Apollo gently tackled her. Both rolled in the grass. Don't tell them today, Nia said. Let them have this. Have what? Happiness. While it lasts. Victor understood. You're right. They stood together watching. Two adults who'd found unexpected alliance. One child who'd found safety. One dog who'd made it all possible. Apollo suddenly stopped playing. His head snapped toward the driveway. His body tensed. What is it? Sky asked. A car was pulling up. Not Victor's, not Madeline's. Unknown. Apollo moved between Sky and the approaching vehicle. Nia rushed outside. Sky! Come here! Who is it? I don't know. The car stopped. A woman got out. Professional clothes. Serious face. She carried a briefcase. Victor Holloway? She called. Victor stepped onto the porch. Yes? I'm from Child Protective Services. The world stopped. Nia's blood went cold. What? Victor's voice was sharp. We received a report about a child living in this household. Sky Lawson? Sky pressed against her mother. Apollo's growl started. Low. Dangerous. Who filed a report? Victor demanded. That's confidential. This is ridiculous. Sky is perfectly safe here. I'll need to assess that myself. Madeline. Nia breathed. She called them. Victor's face went hard. She wouldn't. Wouldn't she? The CPS worker approached. Apollo stepped forward, blocked her path. Ma'am, I need to speak with the child. The dog is protective, Victor said tightly. I can see that. He won't hurt you, but he won't let you near her either. Then we have a problem. Nia knelt beside Sky. Baby, it's okay. Who is she? Someone who wants to make sure you're safe. But I am safe. Apollo keeps me safe. The worker overhead. The dog is part of why I'm here. What? Victor's voice rose. The report claims a dangerous animal is threatening household members. That's a lie. I still need to investigate. Apollo's stance widened. His eyes never left the stranger. We have videos, Nia said suddenly. Proof that everything in that report is backwards. Videos of what? Of Apollo protecting Sky. Of the real threats she faced. Of everything. The worker's expression shifted. I'd like to see those. Victor pulled out his phone. Every single one. They moved to the porch. Apollo followed, keeping himself between Sky and the worker. The videos played, one after another. The children's cruelty, Apollo's protection, the proof of everything. The worker watched in silence. When they ended, she looked at Apollo differently. This dog saved her. Every day, Nia said. And someone reported him as dangerous? My soon-to-be ex-wife, Victor said bitterly, trying to hurt us any way she can. The worker studied Sky. Sweetheart, do you feel safe here? Sky nodded. Even with the dog? Especially with the dog. Has he ever hurt you? Never. He only protects me. The worker closed her briefcase. I've seen enough. And? Victor's voice was tight. This case is closed. No further investigation needed. Relief crashed over them. However, the worker added, I will be filing a counter-report about false claims wasting department resources. Victor smiled grimly. Good. The worker left. Apollo finally relaxed. Sky threw her arms around him. You scared her away too. No, baby, Nia said gently. He showed her the truth, just like he'd been doing all along. That night, nobody slept well. Even with the CPS worker gone, the attack had shaken them. Madeline wasn't done. She was fighting back with everything she had. Apollo paced back and forth across Sky's room. What's wrong with him? Sky whispered. Nia watched the dog carefully. He knows something we don't. Like what? I don't know. But he's never wrong. At 2 a.m, Apollo stopped pacing. He sat by the window, stared outside. Nia got up, looked out. Nothing. Just darkness and shadows. But Apollo's body was rigid, alert. What do you see? The dog's growl rumbled. So quiet, it was almost a vibration. Then headlights appeared at the end of the driveway. A car, moving slowly. No sound, coasting with the engine off. Victor! Nia's voice cracked with urgency. He appeared in seconds. What is it? Someone's here. They watched the car roll to a stop near the side entrance. The door opened. A figure stepped out. Too dark to see clearly. Apollo's growl got louder. Call the police, Victor said. Nia grabbed her phone. Her hands shook so badly she almost dropped it. The figure moved toward the house. Tried the side door. Locked. Moved to a window. Victor rushed downstairs. Apollo bolted after him. No! Apollo, stay with Sky, Nia called. But the dog ignored her. His job was clear. Protect. Downstairs, Victor flipped on every light. The yard lit up like day. The figure froze, then ran. Back to the car. Engine roaring to life. Tires squealing. Gone. But not before the lights caught their face. Victor came back upstairs. His face was white. Who was it? Nia asked. Madeline. The name hung in the air like smoke. She tried to break in. Victor's voice was hollow. Into her own house. Why? I don't know. But Apollo knew she was coming. They both looked at the dog. He stood at the top of the stairs. Calm now. Mission accomplished. How? Nia breathed. How did he know? I've stopped asking how. With him. Morning came too slowly. None of them really slept. Victor called his lawyer at dawn. I need a restraining order. Today, Nia made coffee she couldn't drink. Sky sat at the table. Apollo pressed against her chair. Is she going to hurt us? Sky asked. No, baby. We won't let her. But she tried to get in, and Apollo stopped her. What if he's not here next time? The question gutted Nia. He'll always be here. But even as she said it, doubt crept in. Victor returned. Lawyers filing emergency paperwork. She can't come within 500 feet of this house. Will that stop her? It'll stop her legally. If she violates it, she gets arrested. That won't stop Crazy, Nia said quietly. Victor had no answer to that. Days crawled by. Every sound made them jump. Every shadow looked like a threat. Apollo never relaxed. Back to constant vigilance. Back to blocking doorways and watching windows. Then Victor's phone rang. Unknown number. He answered. Put it on, speaker. Hello? You've made a huge mistake. Madeline's voice was cold, controlled, terrifying. Don't call here. Those videos won't save you. The court thinks differently. I have lawyers too. Better ones. Good. Let them fight it out. I want my house back. It was never your house. It was my father's. Now it's mine. And that child, that dog, are under my protection. Madeline laughed. Sharp. Cruel. We'll see how long that lasts. The line went dead. Sky's eyes were huge. She sounded scary. She's angry, Victor said. Angry people say things they don't mean. Did she mean it? He hesitated. I don't know. Apollo moved to the front door. Saturday waiting. What's he doing? Victor asked. Guarding, Naya said. Like always. From what? From whatever comes next. That afternoon, a delivery arrived. Large box. No return address. Victor approached it carefully. I didn't order anything. Don't open it, Nia said. It could be nothing. Or it could be something. He called the police instead. They came, scanned it, opened it carefully. Inside, Sky's belongings from before they moved in. Old clothes, worn toys, a few photos, and a note. These don't belong in my house. Madeline's handwriting. The cruelty of it stole Nia's breath. Sky saw the box, saw her old life packed up like trash. She threw away my things? She's trying to hurt us, baby. It's working. Apollo nudged Sky's hand. Gentle, persistent. She grabbed his fur. Why does she hate me so much? She doesn't hate you, Victor said. She hates that you matter to me. Why? Because she thought she was the only one who did. That's stupid. Yes, it is. The police took the box as evidence, filed another report, but reports didn't stop feelings, didn't stop fear. That night, Sky couldn't sleep. Mama, what if she comes back? She won't. The restraining order, paper doesn't stop people. Nia had no answer. Because Sky was right. Apollo jumped onto the bed, stretched out between them. His presence said what words couldn't. I'm here. Always here. He won't let anything happen, Sky whispered. No, baby. He won't. Outside, wind rattled the windows. Trees swayed. Shadows danced. Apollo's eyes stayed open, watching, waiting, because somewhere out there, Madeline was planning. And dogs like Apollo could sense storms coming, long before the first drop of rain fell. His job wasn't done. It was far from done. The biggest threat was still out there, and she wasn't finished, not even close. The envelope arrived on a Tuesday. Plain, white, no return address. Victor opened it at the kitchen table, his face drained of color. What is it? Nia asked. He slid papers across to her. Legal documents. Custody petition. She's suing for custody of Sky. Nia's world tilted. That's impossible. She's not Sky's parent. She's claiming neglect, unsafe environment. She's using the dog as evidence. Apollo? He's the only reason Sky is safe. Her lawyers are twisting it. Saying an aggressive animal living with a child is dangerous. That's insane. That's strategy. Nia's hands shook. She can't take my daughter. She can try. Doesn't mean she'll win. But what if she does? Victor's jaw set. She won't. I promise you, she won't. Apollo sat beside Sky, who was coloring at the table, oblivious to the nightmare unfolding. For now. When's the hearing? Nia asked. 3 weeks. We need more evidence. More proof. We have the videos. We need more than videos. We need witnesses. Documentation. Everything. Victor nodded. I'll call my lawyer today. But Nia's mind was already racing. 3 weeks to build a case. 3 weeks to prove her daughter belonged with her. 3 weeks with Apollo as the center of the fight. That night, Nia couldn't stop pacing. Mama, what's wrong? Sky asked. How do you tell a 5-year-old someone's trying stiver to take her away? Just adult stuff, baby. Is it about Mrs. Halloway? Nia froze. What makes you say that? Apollo's been extra careful since that letter came. The dog sat by the window, watching the driveway. He knows, Sky said simply. He always knows when something bad is coming. Nothing bad is coming. Then why are you scared? Children see everything. Nia knelt down. Mrs. Halloway is trying to make trouble, but we're going to fight it. How? By showing everyone the truth. About how her kids were mean, Yes. And about how Apollo protected you. Sky looked at the dog. He's the best protector in the world. We need other people to see that too. They will. Because it's true. Naya wished she had her daughter's faith. Days passed in a blur. Victor's lawyer collected statements. The CPS worker who'd visited wrote a report supporting them. Even the boarding school sent progress notes about Grayson and Isla, both struggling, both admitting they'd been cruel. Everything was stacking in their favor. But Madeline had money, and money bought better lawyers. Lawyers who could twist truth into lies. 1 week before the hearing, another envelope arrived. This time, photos. Apollo with his teeth showing during a growl. Sky looking scared in the background. These are fake, Nia breathed. Victor studied them. Not fake. Manipulated. Taken out of context. When were these even taken? Security cameras, probably. She must have accessed them before I changed the codes. The photos made Apollo look vicious. Made Sky look terrified of him. Everything was backwards. This is what she'll show the judge, Victor said. But we have videos showing the real story. Videos she'll claim are edited. So, what do we do? Victor was quiet for a long moment. We bring Apollo to the hearing. What? Let the judge see him in person. See how he acts with Sky. See the truth. Dogs aren't allowed in court. Service animals are. Apollo's not a service dog. Emotional support animal, then. For Sky's anxiety. Naya's mind raced. Would that work? It might. If we get the paperwork fast enough. Do it. Whatever it takes. That night, Nia explained everything to Sky. We have to go to court? Yes, baby. Will Apollo come? We're trying to make that happen. He has to come. He's the proof. Of what? That I'm safe. That he protects me. That everything Mrs. Halloway says is backwards. Out of the mouths of children. You're right, Nia whispered. He is the proof. Apollo walked over, rested his head in Sky's lap. See? Sky said. He's not scary. He's gentle. We know that. We just need the judge to see it too. The paperwork came through. Apollo was registered as Sky's emotional support animal, complete with documentation from a therapist about Sky's anxiety following months of bullying. It was all true, all real, but would it be enough? The night before the hearing, none of them slept. Nia went over her testimony 100 times. Victor rehearsed his statements. Sky held Apollo and cried quietly. What if they take me away? They won't, baby. But what if? Then I'll fight until they bring you back. I promise. And Apollo? He'll fight too. The dog's eyes were serious, focused, like he understood every word. Morning came too fast. They dressed in their best clothes. Apollo wore a vest, marking him as a support animal. In the car, nobody spoke. At the courthouse, Madeline waited with her lawyers. 3 of them, all expensive suits and cold smiles. She saw Apollo, her face twisted with rage. That animal shouldn't be here. He's registered, Victor said calmly. This is a circus. This is the truth, something you've forgotten. They entered the courtroom. The judge looked stern, professional, unreadable. This is highly unusual, the judge said, eyeing Apollo. But within the law, Your Honor, Victor's lawyer responded. We'll see about that. Madeline's lawyer stood. Your Honor, this animal represents the exact danger we're concerned about. He's never hurt anyone, Nia said. Not yet. Not ever. The judge raised a hand. Let's proceed with testimony first. We'll address the dog later. The battle had begun, and Apollo sat quietly beside Sky, waiting, ready, because this was what he'd been preparing for all along, the moment where everything would be decided, where truth would face lies, where love would face cruelty, and where one extraordinary dog would prove that sometimes the most unlikely heroes change everything. Madeline's lawyer went first. Mrs. Halloway only wants what's best for this child, a safe, stable environment. Nia's fingernails dug into her palms. The current situation is neither safe nor stable. An aggressive animal, a mother who works constantly, a child exposed to danger daily. Objection. Victor's lawyer stood. There's zero evidence of danger. The photos clearly show photos taken out of context. We have video evidence showing the complete opposite. The judge looked tired already. I'll review all evidence. Continue. Madeline took the stand. Poised. Perfect. Lying through her teeth. I love that little girl like my own, she said smoothly. Sky whispered to Apollo. That's not true. The dog's tail stayed still. He knew lies when he heard them. I only want her protected from that vicious animal. Vicious? Victor's lawyer challenged. Can you provide one instance where the dog attacked anyone? He threatened me multiple times. Or did he protect a child you were threatening? Madeline's jaw clenched. I never threatened anyone. Your Honor, we have recordings. The videos played. All of them. The children's cruelty. Apollo's protection. Madeline's cold dismissal of it all. The courtroom went silent. When they ended, Madeline's face was red. Those are edited. They're time-stamped and unaltered. We have the metadata. The judge made notes. Continue. Naya took the stand next. Her voice shook at first, then grew stronger. Apollo saved my daughter's life. Not once. Dozens of times. From emotional abuse. From being broken down daily. And you couldn't protect her yourself? Madeline's lawyer attacked. I was working, trying to keep a roof over our heads. So you admit you weren't present. I admit I trusted the wrong family. Until Apollo showed me the truth. A dog showed you the truth? Yes. Because he saw what I couldn't when I was in another room. The lawyer smirked. You're asking us to believe this dog has human-level intelligence. I'm asking you to look at the evidence. More videos. Apollo positioning himself, predicting threats, protecting Sky with precision that seemed impossible. The judge leaned forward. This is extraordinary. It's staged, Madeline's lawyer argued. All of it? Hours of footage? Victor's lawyer countered. No answer to that. Victor took the stand. I failed that little girl. My children tormented her. My wife encouraged it. Apollo did what I should have done from day one. And now you're convenient allies with the maid? Madeline's lawyer sneered. Now I'm on the side of what's right. How noble. After you sent your own children away, my children needed consequences. They're getting them. And they're better for it. You chose strangers over family. I chose victims over bullies. The words landed hard. Madeline's lawyer sat down. He had nothing left. I'd like to call Sky Lawson, the judge said. Nia's heart stopped. Your Honor, she's only 5. I'm aware. But this concerns her directly. I'd like to hear from her. Sky walked to the stand. So small in the big chair. Apollo moved with her. The dog stays, the judge said before anyone could object. Madeline's face went purple. Hi, Sky, the judge said gently. I need to ask you some questions. Is that okay? Sky nodded. Are you scared of Apollo? No. Has he ever hurt you? Never. What does he do? He protects me. From what? Sky's voice was clear, strong. From people who are mean. From people who say I don't matter. And does he scare you when he protects you? No. He makes me feel safe, even when he growls. Especially then, because I know he's keeping me safe. The judge studied Apollo. The dog sat calmly, eyes on Sky. Always on Sky. Can you show me how he protects you? Sky looked at Madeline. Can you walk toward me? Absolutely not, Madeline snapped. Your Honor, her lawyer started. Do it, the judge said quietly. Slowly, Madeline stood, walked toward Sky. Apollo moved, smooth, controlled, placed himself between them. No aggression, no teeth, no attack, just protection. The judge watched carefully. Stop there, Mrs. Holloway. Madeline froze. Now back up slowly. She did. Apollo relaxed, sat back beside Sky. Extraordinary, the judge murmured. Your Honor, this proves the dog is dangerous, Madeline's lawyer argued. This proves the dog is intelligent. There's a difference. Victor's lawyer stood. We have one more piece of evidence. The letters Apollo found. The what? The old documents were presented. Victor's father's explicit wishes about treating staff with dignity. This dog led them to these hidden papers. Papers that prove the Holloway family's own patriarch wanted exactly what we're fighting for. The judge read them. Her eyebrows rose. These are dated 2 years ago, hidden behind a vase, found by Apollo. You expect me to believe? Watch this. One more video. Apollo nudging Sky toward the vase. Over and over, until she finally looked. The judge sat back. I need a recess. 20 minutes felt like 20 hours. When they returned, the judge's face was set. I've reviewed everything. The videos, the documents, the testimonies. Everyone held their breath. Mrs. Holloway, your petition is denied. Madeline shot to her feet. What? Furthermore, your restraining order will remain in place. This is outrageous. What's outrageous is trying to remove a child from a loving home to punish your ex-husband. That's not. It's exactly what this is. We're done here. The gavel struck. If you've been holding your breath this whole time, Sam, hit that subscribe button if you believe justice still exists, and that sometimes it comes with 4 legs and a tail. Now comment and tell me, would you have Apollo protect your family? Because after you see the final chapter, you're going to understand why this story needs to be shared with everyone. One more chapter, and you'll see the beautiful ending this brave little girl and her hero dog deserve. It was over. Nia grabbed Sky, sobbed into her hair. Victor exhaled for the first time in weeks. And Apollo? His tail wagged. Mission accomplished. 6 months later, the mansion looked the same. From the outside, glass walls, marble floors, wealth on display. But inside, everything had changed. Sky ran through the hallways. Actually ran. No fear. No looking over her shoulder. Apollo trotted beside her, still watchful, but different now, relaxed. Nia worked in the kitchen, singing softly. Victor sat at the table, working on his laptop, like a real family. Not perfect, but real. Mama, can Apollo and I go to the yard? Yes, baby, stay where I can see you. They bounded outside. Sky threw a ball. Apollo chased it. Normal dog things. Things he'd never had time for before. Victor looked up from his computer. She's thriving. Finally, Nia said. Because of Apollo. Because of all of us. But yes, Apollo started it. The doorbell rang. Apollo's head snapped up, old instincts surfacing. But when Victor opened the door, it was just a delivery. Flowers. The card read, Congratulations on your new beginning, Judge Morrison. Victor smiled. Even the judge had been changed by what she witnessed. How are the kids doing? Nia asked. Victor pulled up his phone. Grayson made honor roll. First time ever. And Isla? She wrote Sky a letter. Real one this time. He handed it to Nia. Her eyes filled reading it. Dear Sky, I'm sorry for real now. Not because I have to be. Because I finally understand what we did. Apollo knew we were wrong before anyone else did. Even before we knew. Dogs are smarter than people sometimes. I hope you can forgive me someday. Love, Isla. Should I show Sky? Nia asked. That's up to you. Nia watched her daughter play. Not yet. She's healing. When she's ready, we'll talk about forgiveness. That's fair. Outside, Apollo stopped chasing the ball. He sat, looked at the house. His job was done. Not because the danger was gone. There would always be dangers in life. But because Sky didn't need him the same way anymore. She'd found her courage, her voice, her safety. He'd given her that. Sky noticed. Him sitting, walked over, wrapped her arms around his neck. Thank you, she whispered, for everything. Apollo's tail wagged slowly. I know you're still watching. You'll always watch. But it's different now, isn't it? The dog rested his head on her shoulder. We're okay now. Because of you. From the kitchen window, Nia and Victor watched. Think he knows how special he is? Victor asked. I think he's always known. What happens when Sky grows up? When she doesn't need protection anymore? He'll protect her kids, then their kids. That's what heroes do. Victor nodded. The world needs more Apollos. The world needs more people willing to see what Apollo saw. What's that? That the smallest victims deserve the biggest defenders. Evening fell. They ate dinner together, all of them at the table. Even Apollo got a plate. To new beginnings, Victor raised his glass. To Apollo, Sky said. To family, Nia added. Whatever form it takes. They clinked glasses. Later, after Sky was tucked in bed, Apollo made his rounds, checked every door, every window. Old habits. Then he settled beside Sky's bed, head on his paws. She reached down, touched his fur. You changed everything, she whispered in the dark. The whole world said I didn't matter, but you knew I did. Apollo's eyes closed. I'm going to tell everyone about you someday, about what you did. His breathing deepened. They won't believe it. They'll say dogs can't be that smart, can't understand that much, can't care that deeply. She smiled. But we'll know the truth, won't we? In his sleep, Apollo's paw twitched, still running, still protecting, even in dreams. Downstairs, Nia uploaded the videos to a private cloud, backed them up everywhere. What are you doing? Victor asked. Making sure this story survives, in case anyone ever doubts what happened here. Who would doubt it? We have proof. People doubt what they can't explain. And Apollo can't be explained. No, he can't. But he can be remembered. She hit save. The files uploaded. Hours of footage. One extraordinary dog. One impossible story. All true. Every single frame. Months turned to years. Sky grew. Started school. Made friends. Apollo walked her to the bus stop every morning. Waited for her every afternoon. The neighborhood kids called him the guardian. Parents told their children, be kind. Apollo is watching. He became a legend without trying, just by being what he'd always been. Loyal, intelligent, protective, perfect. One day, a reporter came, wanted to do a story. The dog, who saved a little girl from billionaire cruelty. Victor turned her away. This isn't about publicity. But people should know. People who need to know already do. The reporter left disappointed. But that night, Nia reconsidered. Maybe we should tell the story. Why? Because somewhere, another Sky needs to hear it. Needs to know that help comes in unexpected forms. Another Apollo needs to know their actions matter, Victor added. And another family needs to know that choosing what's right over what's easy changes everything. They looked at each other. Next time someone asks, Nia said, we say yes. Agreed. Upstairs, Sky read to Apollo from her favorite book. He listened patiently. Like always, when she finished, she closed the book. Do you know you're famous in my heart? Apollo's tail thumped. Everyone who meets you loves you, because you're special. She hugged him tight. Thank you for choosing me. Outside, stars filled the sky. The mansion glowed warm in the darkness. Inside, a family slept soundly. A mother who'd found her strength, a man who'd found his courage, a child who'd found her voice, and a dog who'd given them all the gift of safety. Apollo kept watch one more time. Then, finally, he slept too. His job was complete. The broken had been healed. The silenced had found their voice. The frightened had found peace. All because one dog refused to be ordinary, and in refusing, changed everything.